You can cue your favorite song and keep your rhythm steady, just the way you like it. Organize your cue and keep your preferred rhythm on Spotify Premium. Babe, please, I'm begging you. No Asian old songs to do. Relax, I'll make this Spotify playlist. After your rhythm steady, just the way you like it. Organize your cue and keep your preferred rhythm on Spotify Premium.
Since we are live.
Yeah, yeah, we are. We've been live for about 2 minutes. I'm trying to let the community know we're live from WhatsApp to Discord.
All right.
So live both on X and also WhatsApp. Please, for I see a couple of persons already watching us. Please just let us know where you're watching us live from. Represent your state or your country. Use the comment section. We're gonna see a comment right here. So okay, for those who may be seeing this video for the first time, and I'm saying this because a couple of persons are just joining our community through our just concluded crypto market bootcamp where we onboard beginners totally into the cryptocurrency market. This is Market Watch Live. It's the weekly market analysis session of the Smart Investors Lodge where every Monday is always here. What would provide the three market events that investors and traders should watch out for as they dive into the new investing week. These are events that typically could make market go up or down. We also look at some price action. So typically, Mr. Audi, please you could mute your mic. No, so typically consider. I don't know. You mute your mic, Mr. Audi. Do I have to tell you this? And typically, I want you to consider this. It's like a pilot. Imagine a pilot who is about flying. Weather forecast is always very needed, and we're always very great when it comes to anticipating what the market does here. There is literally almost no major move the market must have made that here at Market Watch we've not always anticipated before it has always happened. And so, once again, welcome to Market Wash Live. And on today's segment, we have Mr. Anthos. We have someone here. We have Mr. Godwin, GM Mr. Godwin. Welcome to Monday Wash Live. Okay, watching live from Benue State. Great to know. Greetings, Mr. Godwin from Benue State. So, Mr. Audi, how do you do? Good afternoon and welcome to a new investing and trading week.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm doing just fine. I'm doing just fine. So happy to be here. So happy to be finally back.
So lots of things are really happening in the market. I think one of the most major is the drawdown BTC have made. For about a month we're talking about. a major drawdown BTC was about to make, but that was without us. First of all, it did not happen without us anticipating two things. We talked about the ascending triangle BTC was printing on the 4 hour, which meant that BTC was meant to have, first of all, an upside, which meant prices will start going up. But we showed two major reasons why we were snake by careful, and it included on the 1 day time frame. Also on the 1 week time frame, you will see a bear flag, and also on the 1 week, you will also see Bitcoin printing and ascending a head inverted head and shoulder pattern. And what these two major signal meant was BTC will have an upside potential, but there were two major macro technical structure that is telling us that a major price spill, was going to play. And we're like, look, this is the technicals, but don't worry, the news is going to give us a narrative why this is going to play. And all of this happened with this major price spill. And one thing that I know is that there is nobody who have been following what we try to do here in Market Watch that would have been surprised with what BTC did, the downside spill. GM, please, if you're in Benue State, connect with Mr. Godwin. We're a community. We're a community. And so, without further ado, let's dive into a more business of the day. Let's do the three market events we're watching out for as we dive into the new investment and trading week. So, as we dive into this new investment and trading, these are the three market events the smart investors and our community we are watching out for. What I want you to know if you're watching is that these market events are capable of bringing market volatility. It means this market event can push prices up, it could push prices down. So if it push prices down, what you want to do is short the market, or what you want to do as an investor is that you stay out of the market, or rather buy for ships. Ship if these are events that could be bullish, it means you want to go along on those events. But this is not financial advice. This is majorly for educational purpose. So top on our list is happening today. So it's Sushi launch on Solana. So Sushi Swap is partnering with Jupiter Exchange to launch on the Solana network. So this is a major DeFi experiment. We're about having Sushi Swap on the Solana ecosystem. For me, this is an expansion for DeFi, liquidity, community, and exposure. And I think this is major for Sushi Swap. It's going to bring a lot of new attention, a lot of new investors, and there could be a digestive phase. So personally, for me, I think why this is good for Sushi Swap as well for Solana network people on the Solana network and Solana ecosystem as well. It's a major news for them that they are in partnership with another major, protocol as this. Next on our list is happening on Thursday, right? Yeah, so it's the U.S. initial jobless claim with a forecast of about 222K, as against previous 223K. I'm not spending a lot of time here because I want to believe that those of you who have been following us for all these years, we've talked about and thought a lot about macroeconomics. You understand what these things are. And let me not beat around the bush. And so first of all, this is a key indicator, and it could influence risks on assets as stock, including crypto. And what we're looking out for is if we have lower numbers, if we have lower jobless claim, which means people are claiming unemployment, people are claiming they don't have job in the US. If we have lower claim, this is going to give reasons for the Fed's cutting rates. And don't forget also that the Fed share, have has stepped aside and a new replacement is already set in. And one of the major reasons this the former Fed share, was set aside for this new, we honestly know is because they want new rate cuts, to start happening. So lower claims of people unemployed is going to give reasons why it's time we start seeing rate cut. Understand? So it could pressure rate cut, and if it's lower, it's going to give reasons and positivity that we are going to see rate cut. However, if it's higher, if it comes out higher, it may give reasons why we're going to see things on change, or how it happens. And last but not the least, happening on Friday is ACA. It's about getting delisted on Binance. So Binance is going to move the ACA spot trading. It's trading pairs, open orders, and also trading bot. This is bearish. This is bearish. So especially for those of you who may have these tokens on Binance, it's time, go to Binance, take your assets off that exchange. Take your assets off that exchange. For those who may be thinking they want some repositioning, first of all, wait after this delisting. Delisting like this always causes price to tank, and after that happens, if you want to take a position on this asset, it's fine. But right now, on the short term, this asset is about having some downside spill. This asset is up, the price is about going down, and you don't want to catch a falling knife yet. You don't want to buy an asset that is going down at that moment. You don't want to be holding an asset that is going down. However, if you are a hodler and you think this is still a good asset, okay, fine. Why not add more after the downside spill? You understand? So these are the three markets event we're watching out for. As we dive into the new trading and investing week. If you have any question at all, use the comment section. But let's do a little bit of some technicals. Mr. Audi, are you ready for us technically? And as well, there is something I would even like to share personally. You know,
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. I hope my screen is being seen online. Okay, quickly, I don't have much time here. I would have loved to have shared the first five tokens to watch out for technically, but I don't have much time. I'll just be looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. So I remember that was like 2 weeks ago. You, the smart investor, you were talking about heads and shoulders that was supposed to trigger
yeah,
some sales in the market
yeah.
for Bitcoin. Yes. So we
And
have that
something
right
else.
away.
And something else.
Yes.
Did you notice
Did
how
you
this so
notice
played
how
that
this
so played that we
you played
also
that well? I
split
was
we
going
as
to
also
share.
split as well
Through the
through the
yes.
part.
I was going to share something with you privately. In that we're saying that in as much as we are seeing these heads and shoulders coming in to trigger in more cells, we these cells that came in, these particular cells that came in, did not challenge this guy. So at first I was skeptical.
Mm.
I was expecting those cells to come in quite all right, but I wasn't expecting the cells to come in with so much speed and then with momentum. Yes, I was expecting cells, but not with so much speed. So quite all right. We got the sell off. It broke the 75K zone, which is what we anticipated last 2 weeks, and now recently we are now seeing that we are now seeing some sign of recovery. We are not seeing some signs of recovery on the daily. So personally for me, what I would love to see, I would love to see we are recently seeing that sellers are about coming in weak to touch back on this 65K. From here, I would love to see price go higher, with a wave, some form of a retracement. Okay, some form of a retracement. Once price hits back the 75K, depending on how the buyers step back in, if they come in with so much force, I will expect price to break above this 75K. But for now, we don't have any data yet that will support such claims that we are likely to break above that 75K back. But for now, what we are likely to see, since we have this big green candle that came back, as form of a recovery, and we are seeing weak sellers that are about to step in. So from this 65K, we are definitely going to be seeing buyers stepping back in to price higher, this week. So that's for Bitcoin. Then for Ether, looking at Ether, will definitely be needing to use some form of correlation to understand Ether, saying that as Bitcoin has broken serious support area, Same thing is happening for Ether as well. Ether broke below this $2,700 support, broke it so with so much speed, with so much speed. So now we are seeing some form of recovery again, just like Bitcoin was doing. So if we see, just like I said earlier, if we see sellers coming in weak, if we see sellers coming in maybe just with few more candles, if sellers come in with more candles, or they come in, if you look on the 4 hour time frame, let's jump on the 4 hour time frame. So from here, if we are able to see weak sellers, if we're able to see weak sellers coming in the form of wave, I'll be expecting buyers to step back in. So, but gradually, this may not come in as quick as we're anticipating, but may come in slowly. So from this 4 hour time frame, if we see a wave of sellers, it means that the sales are coming in weaker, and we may see price shoot up. But from the daily, So that's what I'm anticipating for Ether this week. That's what I'm anticipating for Ether this week. Then for XRP, quickly, for XRP, we are seeing that XRP broke major support. This support zone has been holding for about, for this since November, December 2024. It held this $2 area, held held for almost, if I'm not mistaken, a year and if I'm not mistaken. So since 2024, we have been seeing that this support zone has held, and it broke just last week, if I'm not mistaken, last week, last 2 weeks. So price fell from this $2 zone all the way to $1.30. So from here now, we are seeing a god, let me call it a god candle. So a strong buy candle came in as recovery, and now we are also seeing it's as if sellers are coming in. They are trying to give us some form of they're trying to give us some form of a double bottom that might come in here. So if we see weak sellers again coming to touch this zone, it means that we should start getting ready for some buys this week. So if you're selling, is a good time to keep selling, on the lower time frame, on this 4 hour time frame, saying that this area is a resistance. So if you're selling as a seller, you might want to wait maybe for price to touch back to this resistance before we start seeing excuse me, let me clean that up. Okay. So just like I said, we may wait for buyers to hit this resistance before we see sales all the way back to this support area, this reaction point. I believe is a very, very, very strong area to watch out for. So that's for the technicals, Mr. Gilbert. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So far, if you look at what's happening in the market and the charts that have been shared, it looks more like BTC is it's basing out.
Yes. Yes,
It's basing
personally for
out.
me, I'm not expecting Bitcoin to move, lower and lower. Yes, we are seeing that, in as much as we are seeing that there was this huge heads and shoulders coming from the weekly. That's the cells. If you look at global economics is not supporting that kind of sales to come in. Global economics is not supporting that kind of sales to come in. So, in as much as we might see a bit of lower movement, we saw Bitcoin reaching as low as 60K. We might see 59 or 55.
So obviously we've not had more like a final capitulation, and we're already forming, lower. There's more like a channel that we may have to test, support, a little bit of resistance, support resistance, and probably probability of a little more downside, before we may have that bounce that will take us up. But so far, there is this thesis I keep looking at when I try to look at even though there is how macroeconomic looks like, but generally when I try to assess, do a 360-degree. Yeah, are you talking to me? So when I try to do a 360-degree analysis on the market, this does not look like that typical prolonged bear market. It looks like the market may be put on steroid. Maybe rate cuts may start, or one institution may just massively or aggressively start buying. What's your view? What's your view? I don't know. It looks like we've lost Mr. Audi, or we'll have such conversation. However, so what I'm saying is, assessing the market so far, this beer does not look like a typical prolonged beer market. A typical prolonged beer market is that phase of the market where we may have a 2 to 3 year beer market where prices of everything just keeps going down, 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 and down. Then we get to a point where there's a capitulation. Capitulation is when the sell is over before it leads us to that upside move. This just does not seem to be that kind of a bear market. Especially, there are some macroeconomics that may back this up with changing the Fed's share. The purpose of changing the Fed's share, who is like the central bank governor, is because Donald Trump needs someone who will be willing to cut rates. And the more we have labor market report or CPI numbers, inflation number that back this up, it may give us reasons, to see rate cut. And before now, people say, "Look, the bulls," and I'm always like, people don't understand what they're saying. We're not going to have that kind of bull market if we don't have rates, rate cut starts going, because these institutions need safety to come into the market. However, these are the three market events we watched out for, and also we just give the technicals. However, something else I should say is, let me thank all of you who were part of the just concluded trading boot camp. uh, what I'll personally say is, I'm not just saying thank you, for coming for that. I'm saying thank you for investing in your knowledge, especially those of you who did not just attend that event. You went ahead, created an exchange account, you have verified it, you have created a wallet. So you go to the market, buy solid assets you think, or you have a wallet where you could store and preserve your assets, and you could start receiving, sending, or whether you want to buy for the long term. So officially, welcome to Web3. Also, I cannot go ahead without thanking our partners. We would not have done this without you guys from XT, Phonex Token, Blockchain Unical, Blockchain University of Port Harcourt, NextRise, Web3 Digest, Crypto Inside Academy, and Dixoke. Man, thanks to you all. Meanwhile, something else, I think we did not publish this. What we have here is trading results. We in the SIL Traders Club, in the SI Traders Club for January. We had a sum total of 15 trades. We took 15 trades as the Traders Club, and we had a sum total of about 14 hits take profit target. So 14 of our trades were in profit, and only one hit stop loss. Only one trade that we took hit stop loss, and our accuracy level is 94.3%. So we try our best to always be public with the trades that happens at the Smart Investors Trading Club. And so maybe for those who may be interested in joining our Traders Club, for those who want to take the trades that we take, let us know. Let us know. You could find out on Discord. Discord, you could find out what you should do to be a member. It's not for everyone. Trading is not for everyone, and joining our traders club is not for everyone. However, if you want to learn the skill, if you need guidance, if you want to see our trade setup, if you want to join us in taking our trade setup and take the kind of risks that we take, and also earn the kind of profits we earn at the same time, find out on Discord or reach out to any of our admins, you could see. Look, we're not going to DM you first. We are not going to DM you first. And so, meanwhile, maybe before we call it a day, okay, it looks like we've lost Mr. Audi. He was around. He was around. So, meanwhile, regardless of what you do in the cryptocurrency market, if you must invest or trade the cryptocurrency market, make sure you're investing and trading smartly. We're going to see you in more live conversations like these that we're going to have. Take care, my friends.